Hello again, chaps and chapettes, how are we all doing? It is lovely to see you all again. As always, before we proceed with tonight's video, guys, I just want to put out a very brief warning to all the delicate little flowers who frequent my channel on a daily basis simply to thumb down my videos and try and garner some kind of angry response from me by putting smarmy-assed, smart-ass comments on my videos. You are liable not to agree with much what I'm going to say during this video, so I'm just giving you a pre-warning because I'm a nice guy. What else can I say? You may be put into a medically induced coma at the astonishment of the things I'm going to say. Oh my god, how heartless can this bastard be? How can he say such things? So don't say I didn't tell you. That being said, my friends, what we're going to be talking about tonight is about a couple of, various articles about Orange Man Bad, President Trump over in the United States, turning off the foreign aid money holes through his Doge cleansing, and researchers, charities are predicting we're going to see a mass extinction of people within 5 years if that money hose is not turned back on immediately. Now, the figures bandied round in this news article are dubious at best. So let's have a look at what's been said, shall we? This is on Sky News' website, so take whatever's in here with a pinch of salt, guys. It may as well be on the fucking BBC. Trump's US aid cuts could lead to 14 million deaths, report warns. 14 million people to die inside 5 years if Trump doesn't reverse his foreign aid cuts. I doubt it. Around 14 million people could die across the world over the next 5 years because of cuts to the US Agency for International Development, researchers have warned. Children under 5 are expected to make up around a third, 4.5 million, of the mortalities, according to a study published by the Lancet Medical Journal. Estimates show that unless the abrupt funding cuts announced and implemented in the first half of 2025 are reversed immediately, a staggering number of avoidable deaths could occur by 2030. What is this magical number, 2030? Net zero by 2030, otherwise we're all going to die in a massive ball of flames. 14 million dead, by 2030, unless President Trump resumes his foreign aid policy. 2030. Strange. Beyond causing millions of avoidable deaths, particularly among the most vulnerable, these cuts risk reversing decades of progress in health and socio-economic development in LMICs, low and middle income countries, the report said. USA programs have prevented the deaths of more than 91 million people, around a third of them among young children, the study suggests. The agency's work has been linked to a 65% fall in deaths from HIV/AIDS, or 25.5 million people. The first thing I want to pick up on this particular article, guys, is the children aspect. Now, sorry, something fell over there. Sorry, guys. Now, if these people are indeed living in poverty-stricken countries and they can barely scrape the money together to buy a loaf of bread or a tin of beans, whatever they eat or drink in these countries, why on God's green earth are they bringing babies into such a desolate life? Now, I am well aware, I am not stupid, guys, that young black women in Africa do get R-worded a lot and they become pregnant from these R-words. So a lot of these pregnancies are unwanted. But believe you me, we're not just talking about Africa here. That's not the only poverty-stricken country we are talking about here. There are families in these countries who knowingly and willingly have child after child after child after child, bringing them in to such a depressing way of life where you can barely afford to feed yourself. They expect to be able to afford to feed about 3, 4, possibly 5 extra little mouths. Also, I'd like to point out, guys, Western countries such as the United States, UK, Germany, Spain, they all have foreign aid budgets and they all pump money into these poverty-stricken countries. I do believe, right, that if you pump so much money into these countries over a long period of time, the people become dormant. The progression of the human psyche stops. You're getting given everything free on a platter. Your basic human instinct for survival is eroded away to nothing. Let me give you a little example here. Over in the UK, well, over here in the UK, should I say, if you are an alcoholic, you get money from the state for being an alcoholic. You basically get free beer from the government simply for being an alcoholic. Now let me tell you, that alcoholic will not seek to better himself. He will not seek medical help to get himself out of the fucking rut he has got himself in. He will gladly sit in his flat, sit in his house, wherever he's living, keep getting the money every week from the government, keep going out, getting more drink because it's free, and eventually he'll end up killing himself because there's no incentive to go out and fix yourself. You expect the government to do it all for you, and I do think it does. These people do fall into a similar sort of bracket. You're getting given food every week, you're getting given water every week, clothes, all for free. You are not willing to go out and do it yourself. Just think about it, right? Before foreign aid was even a thing, Africa has always been a poor country. There's always been poverty in that area of the world. What on earth did they do then? With no help from the United States, no help from the Western world, no foreign aid budgets, nothing like that. They survived themselves. It's a human instinct to preserve your own life. They went out, hunted animals, they made huts, shelters, that kind of a thing. Human preservation. They preserved themselves until, of course, people like Bob Geldof and people like that started doing Live Aid concerts and pumping money into these countries. Before all that, Africa, the Middle East, would have been near on extinct, full of people. Do you not agree? May sound heartless, but that's just the way I think about things. Speaking about Bob Geldof and Live Aid and various charities and the vast amounts of countries who have foreign aid budgets pumping money into these countries, we have been doing it for decades. 30, 40, possibly 50, 60 years. Millions upon millions upon millions of dollars and pounds have been pumped into Africa, parts of the Middle East, and it is still going on. You can't throw money at certain problems and expect it to be fixed. The people themselves have to do something. They have to get off their asses and physically stop themselves from being poverty stricken. At least that is in my mind, because it's still going on. People are still starving to death because they're sat there waiting for bowls of rice, bottles of water, clothing to come to them. They are so used to it. Like I said before, they are not doing it themselves. Lastly, President Trump. Ever since 2016, President Trump has always, categorically always, been America first. And this is of no exception. The United States at the moment is in trillions of dollars of debt. And Elon Musk's and Donald Trump's Doge unit is looking at trying to at least slash that deficit. I don't think they'll ever get out of it wholly. I mean, that's a fuck ton of money, even for a superpower such as America. And cutting foreign aid is just one of those things. That money can be saved and put back in to America. That's what the American people voted for. That's what they expect to see when they voted Trump in. America first. I just wish many other countries across Western Europe would adopt the same mentality. But they won't. Keir Starmer will carry on with the money tree. 14 million people will not die because President Trump has turned off the money hose. You got Germany, you got Spain, you got France, you got Hungary, you got Norway, you got Denmark, you've got us, you've got plenty of money still to feed these destitute people. But it was left up to me. You have to fend for yourself. Life at times deals you shit cards. And you've got to learn to get yourself out of it. Dig yourself out of that hole and do something about it. Don't expect the charity of others to do it for you. It's the last thing you can do. It's of no help to anyone, if you ask me. Anyway, guys, like I say, might sound a bit heartless, but that's the way I think about these things. Thought about it for a long time. They've had countless millions, billions even, pumped into these countries, and it's still going on. I think the only people who can sort this out is the people themselves. Simple as that. That's my video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching as always. And I'll see you in a bit. Sweating cobs. Cheers.